Hey, composing gloves here. I am wearing a hat, and today we're going to be talking about the power of silence in a track. So I have a track here. It's a remix I have done on the 9-inch Nails. It's a small one. It's a on 9-inch Nails. The hand that feeds. I'm going to play for you just a piece of it. I'm not sure if I can play the whole thing, but basically we're going to be looking at silence. So I'm going to play it for you before I explain all this stuff. Pay attention to this spot and this spot, because there's silence. This is the guitar riff. And then the most important piece, the most important silent spot, if you're going to listen for it, is this one right here. Really watch this spot, what happens, how it really creates a nice hole to move forward into a very powerful section. So let's listen.
Please, can you get up off your knees? Are you brave enough to see? Are you brave enough to see?
Yes. Now, when I'm listening to it over my monitors, it sounds different over my headphones. It depends on like the quality and stuff. I've noticed that as this particular mix, as I take it across systems, on some systems it really sparkles. On other systems, it's not quite as sparkly. It's quite interesting. Like I'm wearing a pair of Foztecs right now, and over the M50s it sounds quite a bit better. But I keep those in my backpack because whenever I'm going, because I need them when I'm working, and I have my backpack with me. So I'd rather have the headphones I usually would like to work with, with me, instead of like when I'm working here and I have a pair of monitors I can use. So anyways, the moral of the story is go check your mixes across stuff. And this isn't a mix video, it's a rhythmic video. So here we've got that silence, and you saw how that really just created this hole. And that's just an example of the power of silence that a lot of people, they might be prone to leave stuff like that, and it's not quite as good. So it's just not got that same pizzazz. I believe it was like that before. That was a little more tight. Yeah. So I really dig that. Now you can tell I did a whole bunch of stuff, but you also see that here we're doing something with a vocal. Now, we've been looking at rhythms in a very basic sense. We're really not at the level to really analyze this quite yet, but we can look at the basic concept, which is we have these different elements in our mix that we can use to bring out rhythms in different ways. Right now, the vocal is playing. First off, it's the most important thing, but this is the first time you hear the guitars, and the vocal, I actually, you know what, here I'd say it's at sort of equal level as a timbral change, because by this time the listeners heard this a couple times, and its role is really more of a transitional element, but it is a very important element, and the same element exists over here. So it's something that's going to be sort of a calling card later on. So anyways, what happens is, how much do you believe? And this "do you" right is right there. So that's really, really tense because it resolves on this beat, on beat 1. But we have this beat 4 right here that's really tense. We have a thing going, and all of a sudden it stops, and our brain's just going, what is going on? And then as soon as we hit this downbeat, everything we're pleasantly surprised at how nice it turned out. We're like, whoa, this really pushed forward a new wave of energy. And to top it off, it is louder. It's even louder right now. I think this is the loudest part of the whole track, as far a bit by this point. So everything before has been softer. So not only do we create this sort of contrast and we enhance a part that really needs to be brought out, but then when it hits again, it's really impactful. And something else that's kind of cool is, you notice it's just the drums. There's no impact sounds there, which is kind of an interesting deal. It's got this enormous power to it just from the way we take advantage of the rhythmic elements of the piece. So now, yeah, that's pretty much that. That's all I really want to show you. Is really quite a powerful tool for silence. There are a couple other elements that I use for silence, like right here. The original line sounded like this. Well, there was more to it than that. Let's go right here and play it out. Oh, I guess that was it. So anyways, that was the line. And then what I do is I chopped it up a little bit to create a different sort of rhythm. I do this because that was the original and I'm remixing it. I want to take it and and keep the essence of the original, but make it sort of like, whoa, look at it, that's different. Like, how cool is that? That kind of a thing. That's what makes remixes fun, is when you can hear it and you can see how it was how it relates to the original, but how it's now become something new. So I changed up the rhythm, and I do the same thing over here, which is why these breaks aren't as noticeable. It's almost like they aren't even there, which is how you're chopping up in a very natural way. So that's, again, just using silence effectively. So anyways, that's my 2 cents on this. I thought these were pretty good examples of using silence in a very well done way. Some people, they get really carried away because you notice I have a lot of other elements going on. Silence doesn't mean like it's silent the whole time or that there's nothing going on. Now that can happen. Those can be really impactful moments too. But these are subtler ways of using it, in ways that I feel are a lot more natural and used not as often as they could be by a lot of newer people. Obviously, more experienced producers and stuff, they look for moments like this. They have a sense that say, oh, where's the moment I can make it sparkle? So it's kind of cool. I may consider, taking out more and experimenting with, what I feel like works the best. That's just what I settled on. So anyways, that's that. If you have any questions, let me know. Support me on Patreon, subscribe, and have a blessed day.